Higher guidance, intuitive messages from your higher power are your secret weapon as an empath or highly sensitive person. They are key to you manifesting whatever it is you're wanting in your life. So, whether you're wanting more money, more prosperity, maybe you want to be happier, or maybe you want a new job, or start your own business, or maybe you want a significant other. Whatever it is you're manifesting, your higher guidance, your intuitive messages that you receive from your higher power are key to that happening. I'm Deepa Liu. I'm the creative mystic and I'm an empath. So everything I'm going to share with you today is either learned from my own personal experience or from working with my clients who are empaths and highly sensitive. And today I'm going to share with you why receiving higher guidance from your higher power is so key to you as an empath or highly sensitive, why it is your secret weapon. Well, number one, as an empath or highly sensitive person, you're more easily swayed by other people's energies, emotions, opinions, advice, right? Is that you? Love to hear it down in the chat if you have problems with that. If someone gets in your energy field and they have a different perspective than you, or they think you should do something else, they're giving you their opinion or advice, you take on that energy, you take on that emotion, and you're more easily swayed. And I've talked to some of my clients who just feel like they're a chameleon, where they actually almost change depending on who they're around. Is that you? I'd love to hear it if you are. And if not, maybe it's just you pick up on their emotions and then you struggle with trying to, ooh, what's the right thing to do? What should I do? Because now, this person said this, and this person said this, and this person said this. And it can be challenging because not only is it their opinion, you energetically take it on as that empath or highly sensitive person, and that's what makes you struggle to make a decision when you have something in your life that you really want to make a change or you want to do. Okay, so that's the first reason. Number two, the advice that most people are giving is advice that is for the person who is not an empath or not highly sensitive. See, highly sensitive people and empaths, we make up a small percentage of society. We're not like the 90%, we're more like the 10%, okay? So there's a bunch of people out there who are living life and they find something that works for them and they go and they give that advice to other people. And that's great, because that can help other people who are non-empaths and non-highly sensitive people. But for you as the empath or highly sensitive, you need to get advice or guidance from someone who actually knows what it's like to be an empath or highly sensitive. Because what works for the non-empath and non-highly sensitive won't necessarily work for you who is an empath or highly sensitive. Okay, so that's the second reason why higher guidance is so important. Because if you don't have access to other empaths or highly sensitive people who are further along the road than you are, then you're going to be getting advice from people who are further along that are non-empaths. And their advice will probably be difficult for you to put in place. Have you ever done a training where you go there and it seems to be working for like almost everybody else but you? That would happen to me sometimes. I'd go to things and go, okay, this is working for them, but it's not working for me, until I realized I was an empath and highly sensitive and that I need to do things differently. And so you need to get guidance from someone who actually understands what it's like to be an empath and what you need more specifically with your unique wiring, okay? Now, the best place to get that guidance is higher power, right? Whether you call that higher power God, Buddha, Allah, spirit guides, because I work with my spirit guides, which spirit guides are all part of the one universal consciousness that's out there. But what you call your higher power or what you relate to in your higher power is what you're needing at that point in your life that you resonate with. And that's it usually the form that it shows up gives some indication of what maybe you're needing in your life, okay? So I work with my spirit guides. If you are into spirit guides, I want you to work with your spirit guides to get that higher power. If you relate to calling higher power the universe or God, please use that, okay? Why is higher guidance, these intuitive messages, your secret weapon? Because, like I said, being an empath or highly sensitive, you're wired different than most of society, okay? So if you follow that guidance, that's for the non-empath, you're going to see yourself spinning your wheels, struggling, wasting more time, okay? So when you follow that higher guidance, you're getting guidance specifically for you, for the way you're wired, for where you are in your life, what you need when you get that higher guidance, that intuitive message from your higher power, okay? It's specific to you, not everybody, just you, okay? So when you get that higher guidance, it, one, saves you time, right? Because it saves you time because you're not spinning your wheels doing something that's not working for you. If you follow that guidance, you're going to be getting what you need, either the growing into that next phase or the next step you need to do, whatever it is. See, because I find that even if it doesn't seem like it, what I've seen in my own life and working with clients is that sometimes you take this step and it may not seem like it's bringing you anywhere, but if you keep moving forward and then ask for that, what the next guidance is, then you see, this is why I needed to do that. Two, okay, it allows you to know what's true in your heart. One of the biggest things I see with empaths and highly sensitives is that they don't know what their true heart's desires are. I have clients who've told me this all the time when I would coach them, that I'm not sure what my true heart's desires are, because they get around these people and all of a sudden they see them going towards some things they like, and then they get around another group of people and then they see their energy going towards what they like, because you're picking up on their energy, their emotions, their likes and dislikes, and that can influence you. And so when you get that higher guidance from your higher power, then it's specific to what's true in your heart. See, your higher power, spirit guides, God, Buddha, they're never going to lead you down a road that's not true for you. Okay? So you start to learn what your heart's desires are and know what you're meant to do. When you get this higher guidance, this intuitive message from your higher power, it puts you in divine flow. And when you're in divine flow, things work easier. Things seem to just kind of click sometimes. Now, that doesn't mean that something doesn't ever feel hard, because often the guidance that we're getting is helping us stretch, and it's going to bring us out of our comfort zone, because to get anything you don't have currently, you have to go outside your comfort zone. And so anything, if you don't have that significant other, or the amount of money you want, or the business that you want to create, you're going to have to go do something that you've not done before. And whenever we're going to do something that we haven't done before, what does it make you feel? Uncomfortable, right? I know everything I've ever done that's new, I feel a little uncomfortable when I'm first learning how to do it, when I'm first getting used to it. And so you may feel like it feels hard because of that uncomfortability, especially if you've grown up in the United States. We are a land of comfortability. We love to be comfortable. In fact, so much so, it's part of the reason why some people in the United States don't excel as far as they could, because they don't want to ever feel uncomfortable. And so you have to really be willing, when you get that guidance, to do something that may make you uncomfortable. Now, if you like what you've heard so far, please subscribe, give me a like. It all helps my channel. And if you want to be a blessing and you know somebody who would benefit from this, please be willing to share it with them. Now let's get going to, how do you actually get that higher guidance? So if you want to start getting higher guidance, you have to be willing to ask, right? Ask. Now, why is asking so important? Because asking puts you in receptivity mode so that you can actually receive the guidance, okay? Think about it. Whenever you ask for something, what do you expect? Or at least, what do you at least hope? Is you're hoping to receive it, right? And if you ask for someone to hand you that fork, you put out your hand and they put the fork in your hand and you go, oh, thank you. Okay, so it's very similar. You ask for them to hand you something and you expect them to do it, and you receive it. Okay? Now, whatever you call your higher power, you want to connect with that higher power, and the way you ask is by, one, you do a prayer of connection to your higher power. Okay? You want to pray. Now, the way you want to pray is not a begging prayer like, oh, please, 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 but you want to do a prayer of, all right, God, the universe, spirit guide, whatever you call your higher power. Okay, you call their name, spirit guide, God, Buddha, Allah, whatever the name is you call their name. Now you do not have to say it out loud. You can do it out loud or silently, whichever way is more powerful for you, where you really can feel the energy and the impact of that connection with your higher power. Now for like me, that depends on the day. Some days saying it out loud makes it, I can feel it more, and some days saying it silently within, I feel it more. So you want to start to get familiar with your own energy to know which one is more powerful for you, that makes you feel more connected. So you do that prayer, all right, spirit guide, and then you want to ask. But what do you want to ask? You want to ask a solution oriented question. Now, I talked about this in a different episode. Okay, so if you watch that episode, you want to ask a question where the desired result that you want is in the question. And by bringing it to your higher power, you're bringing it to a whole nother level. Okay? It's not just you saying, how do I, getting your brain to answer, but it's getting and receiving that higher consciousness guidance so that you can actually start to act on something that's going to bring you towards that desired outcome. So if, let's just say, you're wanting a significant other, one that somebody who loves you and that you love, you might say, all right, spirit guide, what do I need to do? What's my next step that I need to take to manifest a relationship with someone who I love and who loves me deeply? Now you can go into more detail, and you can even give more description of, like, maybe you want a man or a woman that you feel attractive to, that you get along with well, that they're honorable and honest, and whatever qualities you want, you can put that in there. Now, I recommend not making it too long. You don't want it to be 2 pages, but whatever makes you feel connected. Because if you put too many things in there, you may lose the connection with your higher power. So you want to be honest with yourself of what are the most important qualities. So maybe you want a business. You might say you have a job, but you really want to step into having your own business. You might go, all right, spirit guide, God, what do I need to do to manifest this successful business doing XYZ, whatever it is that you want to do? And the desired result you want, like manifesting a certain amount of money within that business or something, okay? So you want to make that solution to the question. You ask it with, like, the idea of expectancy there will be an answer, okay? And you ask it as like a prayer demand, like, this is for you to do. And you know it is because it's a desire that you deeply have, okay? And that energy is very important, that you don't do it like a begging prayer, like, please give this to me. No. What do I need to do to manifest this next thing? I know it's for me to do, spirit guide, God, and I'm calling on you for your guidance of what I need to do, okay? And then you listen. Now, here's the key when you listen. A lot of people think that the booming voice of Spirit of God is going to come down and say, you do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And in my experience with working with people and my own spirit guides is that's not how it happens for most people in the beginning, okay? So you have to get okay with being receptive and then paying attention, becoming very aware of what starts to show up in your sphere, in your life, okay? So it could be you get some kind of words drop in your head. I get that. It could be if you're an empath, not if you're listening to this, you're an empath or highly sensitive, right? So you're going to then maybe get some sensation in your body that means something to you, and then you want to act on that, okay? You also could be getting things like, what happened to me in the beginning with my spirit guide is sometimes it would come through another person. Like when I went into outside sales, I was afraid to go into outside sales. Didn't want to do it because I wanted to have that security of a known paycheck, and I was afraid. But my spirit guides kept speaking through people, and I would hear one time one of my friends, he said, you should become an outside sales rep. You'd be really good at it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. Scott, I'm afraid that I want money coming in that I know is there. And then another friend said, oh, you should be going to outside sales because, you'd be really good at it. And then a third person said it, and like a fourth person, and the fourth person actually said, go to this interview. I know a sales manager that was looking for new outside salespeople. Go to the interview. And by then, after, like 4 times of hearing it, I went, all right, let me go to the interview. So I hope that you won't have to wait for the 4 times. Like for me now, I'll get that feeling when something shows up. I can feel that it's intuitive guidance. It's a message from higher power. And I'll say, okay, I got to act on that. And then, life sometimes can get in the way. And then it happened again. I'm like, oh, got to really do it. This happened twice. Let me act on it. So I want you to really pay attention to anything that's repetitive that shows up for you, whether it's up through a person, a sign you keep seeing, wild animals that show up, anything like that. You want to pay attention to that. And here's the key. When you get that guidance, when you clear it on that guidance, you have to act on it. Now, what do you do after you act on it? You again, pay attention. Okay? And then if you need to know what the next step is, you do a prayer and you ask again and then you listen again. Okay? So if you like this, again, please share this with somebody. Now, if you're ready to really want to manifest things in your life, like create a life that you love and manifest your purpose, or learn how to work with the laws, the spiritual truths that are operating in your life 24/7, and you're looking for a coach, please take advantage of my next step connection call. Completely free. It's complimentary to you. And all you have to do is go to deepaliu.com/gift. And I'd love to meet you and talk with you in person. Have a miraculous day. Blessings. And remember, greatness is within you. It's time to shine your light. And I'll see you in the next video.